150 billion US dollars in sales, 32% growth in revenues. These are the headline numbers that the world's most iconic luxury real estate brand Sotheby's International Realty clocked in 2020. Despite the crisis, the luxury market is very much alive and thriving, says Philip White, President and CEO of the company, in this report. We have with us Tammy Fahmi, Vice President Global Operations for Sotheby's International Realty, to take us through some of the key findings of the Luxury Outlook Report 2021. Tammy, my first question is, can you identify top 3 surprises from how luxury realty shaped up in 2020?
Thank you, Manisha. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Manisha, we launched this Luxury Outlook Report in February, where we took an in-depth look at high-end residential markets across the globe to really reflect on this unprecedented year for real estate and global wealth. So we did see some trends, 3 trends to be specific. The first one was, bigger is better. People wanted space and bigger properties that could be quarantine friendly. Second, we saw that people definitely wanted more amenities. So things that we didn't have access to during lockdowns, such as pools or Zoom rooms, home offices, gourmet kitchens, because people were certainly cooking more at home, gyms, and definitely outdoor space for recreational activities. And then the third trend we saw was about sustainability and wellness. So a renewed focus on eco-consciousness and incorporating healthy lifestyles into their living situations.
What are some of the top trends spotted in this Outlook report which will influence the global luxury market in 2021?
Well, that's a great question. While no one has a crystal ball for the future, based on our findings in the Luxury Outlook report, we saw 2 key things that we expect to continue in the near future. One is the seasonal markets turning into year-round destinations. Definitely remote working has opened things up. People are no longer tied to physical office locations. And buyers are driving million-dollar home sales into secondary and tertiary cities. They're setting price records all over the world in these cities. And the second trend I think we're going to see is that millennials will likely have a large impact on the market. In our Luxury Outlook report, we worked with Bain & Company, who identified that millennials could account for potentially up to 45% of the luxury goods sales by 2025. So at about 72 million millennials, they're the largest adult generation, and they've got fairly unique customer preferences. They're laser focused on lifestyle. They want homes that are in close proximity to on-trend fitness studios, restaurants, and shopping. And they're very eco-conscious, and that's driving trends for developers to work with more sustainable materials.
Tammy, are there any destinations, cities that have emerged as a preferred choice for the rich in 2020 and probably could be favorites continuing in 2021?
Yeah, we, in the luxury report, we outlined what we refer to as luxury hubs on the rise. So through our research, we found that waterfront properties and other scenic areas have more appeal than ever. And we found 3 regions that have become destinations for prime real estate and are seeing more buyers than ever. So the first one is Auckland, New Zealand. They've seen one of the most dramatic increases in luxury home prices of any city in the world. They had quite an admirable response to the COVID-19 virus, which made it even more appealing. And, buyers seem to be attracted to the major new developments that are happening in Auckland. So that's the first city we identified. The second one is Singapore, which remains a desirable destination for Asian buyers and beyond. It's known as a safe haven. It was named Asia Pacific's top market. And even with global restrictions, foreigners were playing a very key role in sales. And then the third destination we identified takes us back to the United States. In California, two areas, Marin County and Santa Clara, where we saw those towns benefit from wealthy investors from San Francisco and Silicon Valley. Among the priciest towns is a town called Belvedere, which is on an island in the San Francisco Bay. So those are the three kind of key prime markets that we're seeing.
What about the trend of migration from big cities to smaller cities or more scenic locations? For example, at one time, New York saw a pretty heavy COVID pandemic effect, and we heard stories about people fleeing from the cities. Do you believe in 2021 we'll see a return of people to big cities?
Yeah, that's such an interesting question, Manish, and we've heard that question a lot. I know there seem to be a lot of stories about people fleeing the city, but really what we found is that they were, while they were potentially leaving the city temporarily, they were not selling their primary residence in the city. They were looking for second home locations. And so, we think that, yes, there's definitely going to be a return to their primary residences, and people will have this balance of city life as well as second homes in these either more scenic or smaller areas.
Tammy Fahmi, thank you very much for joining us and giving us the key trends and noteworthy points for us to take away. A, millennials are entering the real estate market at a rapid pace. B, sustainability is a big theme for luxury buyers and will continue to be in 2021. And this year will also see strong demand for luxury homes across the globe. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching.